On the Scene with Carissa Des, and I'm here with my special guests.
MoneySportMJay.
It's 2wop.
Well, yeah, they invited me into their home, so I just set up right here on the couch. I'm part of the family now. How long have you been in Portland for?
Since I was 8.
Okay. So does that make you a weirdo too, like all the other Portlanders?
For sure, because look, this is the thing. We're like, there's nobody that's going to be like us on this earth when they meet us. Everybody feel like, damn, like, this motherfucker's so weird, I can't even be mad at him, you feel me? Everywhere I go, it's kind of like that. Like, it's not like I'm just like, we're doing weird shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just so to myself. It's so hard to access that, and it's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Portlanders got that vibe to us. Like, we always carry our own uniqueness.
Yeah, it's like we don't give a fuck, but also we do care
give a
lot.
fuck. Right, exactly.
It's hard to explain if you're not from here.
Right. I'm from Kansas City, but I'm just not going around just saying.
Oh, okay. So you're originally from Kansas City then? Yeah. Okay, because I was like, your sound, it sounds like Midwest or like, sounds like, a little Atlanta. I don't know what. You said Kansas? I don't know what Kansas sounds like, so I haven't really met a whole lot of artists out of.
When I started listening to music, I've never listened to no Kansas City artists. I don't know what they sound like that. Probably Fat Tone at the most, but and like Rich the Factor, but I don't really know too many Kansas artists at all. Like when I start doing music, once I got my interest in music, which was like 8 years old, I was listening to like Jay-Z. I had the Jay-Z album. I had the T.I. album. I had the E40 album. I had those albums growing up. It was
so like some East Coast stuff too. Did you ever?
Yeah, for sure.
Spend
like
any time in L.A. or California at all for your music? Or anything?
I've been down there recently, but not like growing up and shit. Like probably like in the last couple of years and stuff. Just because just trying to network with other artists and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you're an artist and you're not going to LA to network, then you're doing something wrong. That's what you're doing wrong. You're not going to LA.
Especially when we're right here. For sure.
Yeah, we're so close. It's like a little road trip away. Speaking of LA, what do you think about those LA fires?
Number one, I feel like it's very suspicious. I could say that much. Like I feel like it's very suspicious because
like a new city or like a new type of city, like a smart city there.
I definitely feel. Now? Yeah, for sure. I feel like they're doing something because, like, it's like a wipe of a whole city. This whole city's gonna have to be
for like the biggest
remodeled.
Like cities, some of the skyscrapers and stuff.
Right. So,
but I mean, they are made of metal, so.
And it's on a beautiful coastside too. So it's like you gotta understand, like, it's so much property value to that area. You know, so like I feel like. The fact that the fire like just jumped and skipped over like that, fires don't do shit like that. Fires don't just jump and skip over the whole middle of a town and then land on each sides of both town. Like I don't know. Like they say it was
but
ambers.
I guess like, residential homes usually aren't made of metal and like the big skyscrapers are, so a little harder to catch on fire. So devil's advocate over here, I
just be like, damn, it's like kind of weird like how it started in only certain places, but the weather, I guess the weather could have something to do with it also. But from a standpoint of just looking at it from like my perspective, like I'm just like, there's so much going on right now, and just entertainment period, that I feel like some of those places could have been sabotaged. They probably was, or probably wasn't, but. Who am I to know? Who am I to judge? You feel me? I'm just a person, so I'm just trying to figure it out myself. So,
and I don't know if you're a billionaire, but if you're a billionaire, probably,
Yeah, exactly. There's shit that's going on like we don't get updates on. They very much do.
Yeah,
like
they get the updates. They got the bunkers.
Yeah,
they got the little spaceships.
Yeah, for sure.
Hang on, there's been a lot of crazy shit happening in the news lately, and that's one of them. Like all of a sudden, all these freaking UFOs start coming out of the ocean, and then they're drones. Some of them are unidentified. What are they calling them now? Not UFOs, but
UAVs.
Yeah, unidentified aircraft.
unauthorized vehicles. That's what I want. Sorry, I'm high.
We don't know.
Or unauthorized
I'm
vehicles
just
or
gonna keep
some
calling
shit
them UFOs
like that.
because that's what I've called them since I
Yeah,
was a kid,
like
you
I'd
know?
never
Like,
call it UAV. Like what the
No,
hell? Like
no.
I feel like that's a disguise
they're just like trying
name.
to take the stigma away from
Right,
UFOs,
exactly.
but I'm gonna keep calling them UFOs.
I've had like experience.
They're like, we identified them now.
I don't want to scare anybody. Look, when we talk about it, but I've had a real experience. I don't want to scare anybody. I don't want to be.
Yeah, scare us. I want to be scared.
I don't want to be the one.
I want to be scared.
So I've never told. Only the people that was with me know this story. You know, I haven't told. I mean, my mom knows the story, stuff
Now
like that.
You're gonna tell us.
But I'm gonna tell the world about this story. Some people are gonna probably say like, "Nah, he was tripping, this, that, and the other." But I was on a trip to Vegas or whatever, and this is real. I go through like obviously the Area 51 all the time, like just because.
I did that before.
I'm a person that really wants to like obviously experience or something. I'm not just making this thing up. Like I'm not saying it just because it's Area 51. This is outside of Area 51, so it wasn't Area 51 where I had the experience at.
You were actually in it.
It was more, further away from Area 51. But I'm driving on the road, and I noticed that like there's a light that's like coming up on me like quick. So I'm like looking, but I'm like I thought that it was like 3-4 cars. So I'm looking back in my rear view, and I'm thinking like it's like maybe a pile of cars. You know how cars like pile up behind each other when they're on a hill, and you can kind of see them going up the hill, coming down. Well, I thought that's what was happening. So I'm looking and I see that like, okay, we're not on a hill like no more. Like, what the hell is this? Like, there's like 4 lights. Now there's 4 or 5 lights that's like parallel to each other, you know, like up and down. So like, I'm like, that's kind of weird as hell. Like, why is it parallel? So like, as I'm looking at it, it's getting closer and closer and closer and closer. So I realized that this is not like a biker. This isn't no cars lined up. This is 4 or 5 lights.
This is a UFO
lined up behind my car, like literally. And I mean, it's probably not to my car yet. It's probably like 50 yards away type shit. But like I'm going like probably 70. So like I'm looking at it and I'm starting to realize that this is like something that's not, because the center light was like the mask light, but all the 2 lights above it was kind of like dim, but the 2 lights under it was also like kind of dim. So this mask light in the middle was the light that was leading it. But once I realized that, that's when I got scared. Yeah. So like I think that like I sped up, I hit the gas, and as soon as I hit the gas, all the lights shut off. But it shut off in formation. It didn't shut off just one all at once. It shut off 3, 2, 1 in the center, and then it drug away. And I never seen that again.
Was it 3 crafts or 1 craft?
I think it was probably like 1 that was probably sideways, like probably like this. Instead of how you see them like this, it was like this. So like I was definitely thinking that like, damn, this is crazy. Like,
damn, you're lucky. I always wanted to see a UFO. Do you think there are some celebrities that are aliens?
Oh, for shit.
Like Diddy?
Alien. Only aliens got that type of sex drive. I don't know. Shit. The shit he's accused of. I don't know. That's some weird shit. Like,
how do you feel about that? The Jay-Z and Diddy situation anyway. Jay-Z did it, and obviously Diddy did it.
Right.
Diddy
like,
did it.
Shit.
Did he do it? Nah, Diddy did.
Like, I don't wish jail on nobody. But like just the evidence that's brought to us as people, as me as a rapper, as me as, you know, somebody that listened to his music and grew up on his fucking music, like that shit kind of like, that shit is like terrifying to think about, could be, you know, a possibility. Like, so far as I'm concerned,
it's
it's fucked up. Yeah,
I had to stop listening to Remix to Ignition already. Like,
I know, I don't want to buy it. Like, it's certain shit. Like,
Diddy
I'm
and
just,
Mace, I grew up on that shit.
yeah. Hopefully, God can figure it out for him. But shit,
well, I keep thinking that
fucked
you know
up.
these rich assholes who are doing all types of shit are going to be getting their karma, but I don't know if they do. When you have that much money, maybe you just don't get
Oh
your karma.
yeah, nah, like shit, man. You
Maybe
know,
Diddy's actually getting it, some of it, his karma though, in jail.
for sure. Like it's some, yeah, it's definitely motherfuckers that it's definitely a time period on everything. Like nobody gets away with shit. That's how the world. That's how the universe works. No one gets to get away scot free on what they do. So at the
Maybe
end
they
of
may
the
get away
day,
from it in this life, but
you're gonna pay for that shit for
you'll
sure.
pay for it at some
No
point.
matter what, just rewatching the like elevator scene and shit, and
The elevator scene? Oh yeah.
Solange and Beyonce and shit.
That was enough for me to see.
On it a little bit, and I was like, damn.
But you know how like the court doesn't always take audio evidence as truth, but now it's hard to take video evidence as truth with AI. Like I've been tricked so many times.
Oh God,
like
yep.
they still haven't figured out the fingers, like the hands on people. AI.
Yeah, that's what you gotta look at. Look at the hands and shit. Certain parts of the face, like shit, they'll fucking fuck up. Like, I mean, if it's moving and it's cheap as fuck, like high quality AI is crazy.
But like the AI that Elon Musk probably has access to, you know.
I don't know if you've seen the like shows and shit they've came out with on Stars and shit. They came out with like these AI comics, like they're like 10, 15 minutes long, but they're like real stories, and they made them all with AI. But it's not like the shit you see on TikTok. It's like actual like full graded HD
like
AI.
a whole movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Crazy.
I don't know how I feel about that. Actually, I do. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I was gonna tell you.
That's crazy.
I was gonna tell you that's hella
Like,
rotten in the fucking movie experience.
I don't know. It just gives me weird vibes. Don't fuck with art. Come on.
And then that
like
leaves hella people out of
using a little bit of
jobs.
AI, I think is fine, but you have to have boundaries with that. You know, like I've said before, when you're using AI on your music, like maybe like adding like, you know, an AI voice or like, you know, a beat or something, but like making a whole song with AI is just
CGI and
not
shit.
for
That shit's a
me.
difference. AI and CGI is two
yeah,
different
like you
things.
still have the actors, and then you use like a little bit of CGI, you use a little bit AI. Like that's cool, but the whole movie, come on, like
Right, that's nuts.
it's like a slap in the face to artists, in my
Right,
opinion.
because there's just people on a computer making it. Like that's it.
Well, I
Like,
guess
what
it's
the
still
fuck?
art, right? They're still making it. They're just
He said, "I typed this in. I painted it." Typed that shit in on a keyboard and
Yeah.
shit and wrote the whole fucking movie. That's nuts.
yeah. I think maybe that has something to do with art losing its value too.
Right, for sure.
You know,
For sure.
like even
Like, I
like
love
music
art.
artists and stuff. It's like
Yeah,
too easy to make like a good song with like all the AI.
like it's people that's popped out of the ground, like, and made a career out of themselves through AI, for sure. Or just sounding like somebody, period, point blank. Like actually sounding damn near like AI, like you stole their voice type shit.
Do you use any AI in your music at all?
Everything is organic. I wouldn't fuck with it. Like, fuck no. I don't know. I don't need it.
What's so funny?
AI, bro.
I don't need AI in my fucking
an
music.
AI
That's
rapper.
fucking crazy. Oh, I remember that shit. Remember the AI rapper that they had out for a minute, and he actually had a whole career on like metaverse. Yes, this is real. It was a meta rapper.
He had a whole
for-
career.
Oh yeah, he
Yes.
did.
Remember that shit?
Oh yeah,
Never
he
heard about
did.
that.
Yeah,
See?
he was going to like.
You heard it here
like,
first. Well,
I
you
think he was
probably
going to
heard
go
about
to like Rolling Loud or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
So he's just an artist. What did he like?
Just was in it.
He was
just-
an AI.
he
yeah.
just
in
made-
the screen
He was
making
just like a
video.
cartoon.
I think he was on like the
Weird.
or freshman exercise.
That's like Black Mirror shit right there. Like we are in like when we watch Black Mirror, all that shit was so weird to us. We're like, damn, this is crazy. But it was scary
We
because it
realized that
actually
shit wasn't
happened.
gonna work.
And now all the shit that was happening in like the first Black Mirror season is happening.
Yeah, oh yeah, this shit's. I say that all the time.
That's
I
why
tell
it's-
people to live their life backwards because it's forwards.
What do you mean?
Like how we're seeing rappers want to rap, but then you see that there's random motherfuckers that get famous. That's like almost a Black Mirror image. It's like trying, you're not trying, so therefore you got the juice.
You know, because
Yeah.
the rappers are trying,
Because you
but
just
they're
don't
not,
care, and
you're
you just
not getting it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's something
So
that
I think that
Yeah,
it's
that
like
makes a lot
it's
of
more
sense.
natural, and obviously like the more like, you know, like scarred look of it, but in the same breath, like that's what I tell artists is like always be yourself more than you can. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what I
because
tell
if you
people, too.
try too hard to be something that you're not, it's not gonna work. I feel like if people learn how to be less of an artist and more of a person right now, you can become an artist. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
artistry is yourself, and you don't respect yourself, then you're not an artist, and that's what people can see through.
Yeah, and also I think that people try so hard, just they're like, oh, I'm gonna need to get rich from this, I need to get famous, but if you don't enjoy it and like love what you do, I feel like it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah,
Like
if
I
you
think
don't-
that should be like, I think you should do it because you love it and you want to share it with the world. And then, I mean, of course, like try to get rich and famous from it too, because you know that's like the dream is making money from what you love to do. But some people put that first. They're like, oh, I need to get rich and famous from this thing.
Right,
It's
exactly.
like, don't quit your day job.
It's like something I think I read, and I was locked up, and I read like an Oprah Winfrey book. I'm not gonna lie, she had hella quotes in there that was like legendary as fuck to me. That's me being myself. Like I'm reading this shit, but I remember there was one where she said like famous people don't get famous by caring for themselves. Famous people get famous by being something that the people need. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like people try to get famous by just pushing themselves in people's faces all day and not trying to care about nobody else. Like that shit fucks up your chances of being famous. You know what I'm saying? Because what are you infamous for? You know what I'm saying? What are you being famous for? Like we all trying to do music, like
Yeah.
you know, but what are you really infamous for in this day and age? Because
Like, what are you
everybody-
contributing? Some
Right,
people do get
exactly.
famous, but then they just have their like 15 minutes of fame, and then they're gone because like the world doesn't need you. Like you were just funny for
Oh yeah,
one,
for sure, for
like
a
the hot
second.
Chua girl. You had
But
your
like
little minute.
if you right, exactly.
But
And if
do we need
I was
her?
just
Like-
gonna say it's an energy thing. It was
still
an
talking
energy
about her,
thing
so-
for sure.
Well, when I think of somebody who had their 15 minutes of fame, that's what I think.
Yeah, hell yeah, and it's an energy thing.
But
Like
she
I was
ran
saying.
with it, you know. She's like, I'm gonna do a
Hell
podcast.
yeah, it's like a fast food trip to like an energy store. Like you just, I needed to be happy for like 15 minutes. Like everybody in the world, like you can go watch that video and it's gonna give you that. Like, but that's how you gotta see it. Like you gotta see this shit as, like you know, you giving your energy out. What are you contributing? And if your energy is enough, it will show. And then that will, you know what I'm saying, show you that your natural talent is being yourself.
And something that I learned this year actually is that if I'm just like focused on contributing and like making the world a better place and being a good person and like trying to help people out without, you know, having boundaries still, like that is when I become more successful. People might be mad at me for saying this, but there's a lot of Portland or like, you know, people who put on shows and they like will charge the artist or they'll have you like sell tickets, which I think you should try to sell tickets, but like, you know, at least give them free drinks or something, you know?
Oh yeah,
Like,
for sure. Like
just because they're only performing for like 15 minutes sometimes, it's like they practice for how long, they like recorded this
Right,
music,
hell
like they've been
yeah.
promoting themselves, you know, like it's not just the time that you put in isn't just what you see, it's more time
yeah,
than
we
that.
don't
So
know
you should
no
be
one's
getting paid for your work.
circumstances. Like watching
It's
American.
like these people are being entertained by you.
Right,
like
right.
we pay for
Watching
entertainment.
American Idol tells you like what the fuck people are going through.
Like we try not to show it, but American Idol shows it. Like that's the craziest part. But you never know somebody's situation. Like so they could be doing their music and this is their only chance to shine in their life, and they may feel that way, and you know, like that might wake them up the next morning to get up and do it again. You never know. Like that night could be their last night, man. If this doesn't go well, I'm done. And then you
trying to
show
make me
them.
cry.
Sorry, I'm kind of a deep person though, but yeah, like that's just it. Like that shit sucks. Like, but so you never know people's circumstances. Like, so you gotta respect people's craft. I've been the person in the fucking bedroom having to do my shit out the closet. You know, going to the studio for hours, recording that shit for hours, going on stage, people not watching it, nobody paying me, nobody nothing, and I leave out that motherfucker fucked up about it. I done had times like that, so. You feel me? Like that, nobody knows what no one's going through. Some people create opportunities for other people, and that's what we trying to get. And that's the only thing we can take from that is an opportunity to rise with the fucking people that want to do it and rock with us and shit, and people that feel you and shit.
So you're signed to a label, right?
Yeah, I'm signed to.
Like, what's that like, being signed to a label?
Yeah, I'm signed to Banked Up Entertainment. It's out of Sacramento. CML Lavish D. It's hella dope. It's definitely challenging for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an artist, it's definitely a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Step into a big arena, doing bigger shit, learning bigger shit, having to adjust yourself to the status that you want to live by. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a challenge. So any label you come in contact with, it's going to be a challenge. It's, you know, it's more, I would say it's more better than what the average people are putting out far as label-wise. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, far as your control and, you know what I'm saying, putting out your music and getting with your, you know, people on your label and getting your shit approved and cleared and out. You know, where some people might have trouble doing that shit. Like, you know, it's more respect for your craft going on around there. You know what I'm saying? And also just more love shown, you know, behind the scenes and not just on camera or just for the fans or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I get a lot of help, you know what I'm saying, from my label with how I should carry myself
Yeah.
in the industry.
So what is one thing that you've learned by being signed? Because I've heard a lot of artists say, like, the thing that I hear the most is don't spend all your money, because you end up having to pay that back if you don't, you know, even if you make the money, like, you still have to pay. Like, I don't know if they always give you a loan, or they usually are like, here's like a chunk of money. So like, go, you know, you can use this for tour, for like a car, whatever. But then a lot of people blow the money. So that's like one thing that I hear pretty often. What advice would you give for somebody who is going to be getting signed for a label?
I would say, yeah, saving your money is one of the most important things you should do, period, point blank. Like, I would say there is ways around, like, you know, you going in and spending your money that they've giving you. You can get out and hustle. And now that you sign, you can go out and do concerts and actually get paid and promote yourself and try to use that money for whatever expenses you want to hang out and do whatever you want to do with yourself. But as far as, like, any money that you received from that situation, like, you know, like, one thing, you know, bro always told me is, like, if you can't buy it 6 times, not 3, but if you can't buy it 6 times, don't buy it once. You know, and if you don't have at least 30,000 in assets at home, then you shouldn't be out buying anything.
I guess I'll have to remember that.
Right. You know, just being able to have some money and say that you have some money and you're not just blowing through it and using it correctly. You know what I'm saying? So to people that do want to get signed and want money and want that and that shit doesn't create what you think it creates for you automatically.
You gotta keep putting in the work. You can't just stop once you get your record deal.
Yeah, once you
gotta
get
put
some
in even
money,
more work, really.
That's exactly what it is. Like, once you get that, there's an expectation from you. So you can't just say, "Oh, thank you for this," and walk away, like go home. You know, like,
no, this is like the start
that.
of everything. This is the start of your work.
Exactly. Like, and some people see it as like, "Oh, I want that. What that person got." Or I want to
like,
do that.
that's their dream, to be signed by like a record label. So then they're like, okay, I made it.
Right, exactly. They think that, like, as soon as they get the chain or the watch or the this, that, and the other, they made it. But, like, once you get that, you haven't made it. You're making it after you get that. You know, you're doing it after you get that. You're making everything happen. You're feeding your family. Everything else continues after that. It's not before that. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people can tell you that. So, you know, yeah, save your money as much as you can. Market yourself the best way you possibly can when you're under labels. You know what I'm saying? Try to put your shit out the best way you possibly can. You know?
a benefit for you,
Yeah.
that's resourceful for you and your people.
Yeah.
You know, because you're not only responsible for your success, you're responsible for other success too.
Yeah. Get some stocks and bonds too.
Yeah, for sure.
I just started doing that again.
Some
I
gold
looked
or
into
some
my
shit. Like,
I looked into my app, my trading app, and I like had money in there. I was like, oh, I forgot that I had stocks and bonds. Hell yeah.
yeah, no, for sure.
And then they say that after Trump became president, stocks, like everything's went up. So
I was
becoming
gonna
rich
say
from
I
it,
just
so.
was looking at my Bitcoin. I left it like alone for like a year, and like
Yeah,
I just looked in
it.
it yesterday, and I was like, okay, like this shit's cool. Like I got
I
a
still
little
didn't buy
bit
any
of
Trump coin though.
piece of change. Yeah, I haven't seen that shit yet. I ain't gonna lie, I was looking
I was
for
looking
it.
for it, and I was like, okay, it's not that high. I don't know if I
For
want to put in
sure.
to support that.
I mean, like this is the thing though. There's so much currency going around. Like who knows how long that shit'll last? You know, inflation is real.
Yeah, it's really complicated too. I'm trying to figure it all out. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think what do you think the next 4 years is going to be like? Do you think things are going to change, or do you think it's going to pretty much stay the same?
It's crazy, people. Somebody just fucking flipped me off, called me a bitch today on the freeway. Like,
What?
this motherfucker is on that shit. I was
Thanks,
crying.
Trump.
I was like, damn, I ain't gonna lie. This motherfucker, hey, they get motherfucking like, yeah.
Yeah, I think
whoever your supporters is, they're like, for sure, they're tripping on people like right
Yeah.
now. They are in
Well,
celebration for
I
sure.
would like to think that, like most presidents, it's like everything that the president says is all talk, you know, like they like say they're going to change a bunch of shit, but I don't know. There's already like ICE agents all, you know, in Portland, and then like it just
I
kind
mean,
of,
I
I have a
know
lot
that-
of black friends and like Mexican friends who voted for Trump. I don't know why exactly, like that's their own thing, but yeah, I think that's going to be the main thing that changes is, you know, there's going to be less rights for the LGBTQ plus community. There's going to be, you know, less people, you know, getting equity, like black and brown people. And then people who are illegal, quote unquote illegal, are going to be sent back to, you know, across the border.
Yeah.
And then they're not really letting immigrants in, they said, from Mexico right now. Like they're closing the border. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of like race shit like that, I think.
Like, it's definitely going to change because of what you just said right there. Like, that gives you, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, there's a format that certain people come in and set. You know, there's some people who come in and change it. You know, and that's exactly what happened right in front of us. Like, right now, like, we watched the format change in front of our eyes. And then we kind of watch him, you know, put his laws into effect and everything like that. So
yeah, and he's very opinionated and
very
like a strong
opinionated,
personality.
and we have
So,
no idea
that's
what.
why people follow him, but it's like
Yeah, but we don't have no idea what the plan is. Like, that's just the thing. Like, you know, like all this is being done, but we don't know what all this is being done initially for. Like, so that's the scary part. So watching it change, it will change. You know, just it has today, like yesterday and today, we watched it change. The Gulf of Mexico changed from Gulf of Mexico to a Gulf of America. Like, so like,
well, I'm hoping that well, it's different for, you know, it's different for everybody. Like some people see it as like, you know, a couple of my friends, like people of color, they're like, you know, I'm making good money, I'm going to get tax cuts. Like that's the only reason why I voted for Trump. Then other people, I think, become more emboldened to say racist shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I can't stand behind.
Yeah, as far as the self-superiority complex of the fans of him is just like nuts. Like, I don't understand it. Like, being a voter is one thing. Being a fan of your president is a complete different thing.
Yeah.
Your minorities, brown, black, like it's so much to say, but it's hard to say it because everybody goes through their own thing. But, you know, it sucks that we cannot have our own class of, you know, people that we can sit up and, you know, vote into situations that are better for the community of, you know, America. You know, I'd rather be doing that, much rather be doing that, like putting my time in, because I feel like if people could see somebody that and it doesn't have to necessarily be a president, but if we could see somebody that is giving leadership to more majority of minorities, we wouldn't have to lean and depend on. And that's not only minorities, that's majority too, leaning and depending on, because I see that, the votes in Oregon and stuff were more for Kamala. And
Well, hopefully everything goes fine the next 4 years. And
yeah,
we're all seen as equals.
Oh no, he's looking weird. Like, I don't know. I've seen this like 3 different Trumps. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
he's
one was
80 years
slim,
old.
one was slim, one was fucking like gray. Like, one was, I don't know. Like,
orange.
I ain't gonna lie. It was a couple
just a
different
robot.
Trumps that showed up. You
all
thought I
robots.
didn't catch that shit? I caught that shit. That was kind of weird. It was a couple different versions of that shit. Like, it was crazy. But yeah,
scary world we live in.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what?
for
I'm
real.
just like, all I'm doing is trying to survive. Like, I
No,
don't know
I'm
what's
just
going
playing.
on.
No,
There's
I'm just
aliens,
kidding.
There's
Don't take me
robots.
serious. I'm
There's
just
all
kidding.
this crazy shit happening. I'm just trying to like stay afloat and trying to help my friends to stay afloat, because people are having a hard time. Not just people. I mean, it was even before Trump. Like people were having a hard time after COVID.
Oh
after,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
The social justice
For
like
sure.
uprising in 2020 and all that. Like, shit's been different since then.
Oh,
and
my God,
the
yeah.
economy's been so shitty. Like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
like,
food's
it's been
expensive.
crazy.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's about to be, hopefully it's not about to be like some Mad Max shit, because I don't want to have to be saving people.
Oh yeah, wasteland type of shit, borderlands
Some
type
Water
of shit.
World.
I'm kind
That's
of
one of my
like,
favorite movies. I don't care what anybody says.
I was gonna say, how you feel about that? How you feel about a Borderlands lifestyle?
I've never seen that, but what's it like? Is it?
Like how like
Borderlands is
Mad
crazy.
Max?
It's like Mad Max.
Furiosa type shit.
I feel like I would survive. Yeah, I'm a fighter. I actually feel like I would thrive in that, because I thrive in chaos.
So
And I
what's
feel
your
like-
weapon
I
of
feel like our
choice then?
society is so boring.
What's your weapon of choice then?
I mean, I like knives, so like
Okay,
throwing
she's
knives,
gonna have a fucking
bow and
sword.
arrow, sword,
Yeah, y'all
knives.
better watch out. She's coming
I have
with
it
shit.
all. I'll have it all. I'm pretty good aim too, so.
Oh shit, yeah.
But it's not just about that. It's about being able to filter water, which I know how
Yeah,
to
of
do.
course.
It's about fishing, which I'm really good at.
Yeah.
It's about hunting. I'm a good aim, whatever.
Yeah.
And also, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a good leader. I can build shit with, out of wood. Built rooms before, so I feel like I have all the diplomatic. People are gonna be trying to like fight over shit. Like, I'll be diplomatic, but then just don't step to me.
Oh shit. She's about to be out there like, bro, warrior, lady
In
warrior
a
and
past
shit.
life, that's what I was. So bring it back.
You're gonna have like a team full of people. As soon as you come out, as soon as you try to enter her area, they're just gonna come out, take you away
No, we're not
into
gonna
the palace.
immediately fight you. We're trying to make peace.
No,
like,
I was gonna say, you gotta protect her. You gotta
like
figure
my
out who they
indigenous
is.
ancestors. They just wanted peace, but then white people. Sorry.
Yeah,
But
yeah
Keep
that's
on,
crazy.
just-
I'm Native American too.
okay. Yeah. What about you guys? Would you do well in the apocalypse, Mad Max style apocalypse? You wouldn't be able to find weed.
It's on you first. I want you to come.
I think a
with
lot
some
of the
story.
I think a
Gotta
big
hear
part of
your
it is
story
like
first.
people who be like smoking weed and like
'Cause-
are on medication also, not being able to find that, it's gonna like mess with people's psychology.
yeah,
It's gonna
for
mess with their
sure.
brains. And that's gonna like, people are gonna be angry because they're like, usually smoke weed to chill out, or I like him on Prozac or whatever,
yeah.
and they're not gonna have that, so they're just gonna be angry. So that part I think is gonna be the most difficult. Not having food will make me angry for sure.
Yeah, have to scavenger for some resources,
Yeah.
right?
Smart.
Sorry to say, but I'll be eating bugs if I have to.
Oh yeah, it's
I'll be
definitely
so
gonna
hungry.
go down.
You don't want me to be hungry? I get angry. I get hangry. So I'll be eating bugs.
I
don't care what
I
you
mean,
say.
scorpion.
Crickets
I
are really
might-
healthy for you, I
I
heard.
might eat
A
a
lot of
scorpion
protein.
or two.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that a bug?
yeah, I don't know about bugs. I think I'd rather just pass away.
We gonna feed you some bugs
people
and
or
bring.
something, and then you
She
said
gonna
pass
feed you.
away.
We gonna feed you some bugs.
We'd save you. Don't worry. We got you.
I'm not eating no bugs. I'm good.
Oh, fuck. You gotta eat some crickets, bro.
The easy way out.
Hey, I'll spice them up for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell
I
yeah.
think I got
Gotta
the
eat
other
some
stuff.
fucking centipedes, bro.
Centipedes is crazy.
Oh god. Well, all I know is I would be surviving during the Mad Max apocalypse. Zombies, I can fuck up some zombies too. I don't care.
For sure.
I'm a survivor.
I'm definitely going to get the ammunition somewhere, Teflon vest somewhere.
Get all the tactical shit.
But I definitely would want an arrow, though, if we came down to that shit. Because,
bow and arrow.
You know what I'm saying? For sure, bow and arrow. I have to. Like, I want to.
This looks cool.
Yeah.
I can find a horse and bow and arrow.
Somebody from hella far away.
But I feel like horses don't really give you the protection. You know, you're just kind of like up there. Out in the open.
That's why you always see people get knocked off horses and shit.
Yeah.
Because you fucking being loud.
I just teach my horse to just kick people.
Right.
Back to the Portland art scene. How do people in the Portland music scene, like, how do they feel about your music style? I feel like it's like a little bit different than what I hear here, what I hear in Portland. You know, it's like a kind of a different style. What do you think they think about your music?
I've heard multiple things. The versatility of it, and then like just progressing, you know what I'm saying, like in my music. You know, I tried a lot of different music, but you know, like the greatest people did that. So I just try. Definitely, I don't try to like disinclude myself out of anything musically, because it's art. It's what you make it. So I don't discriminate with like beats a lot. Like I feel like I'm a West Coast artist. I feel like I'm more of like a trap artist, but like I don't discriminate with beats. So if that's whatever beat that may come across to me, like that's what I'm gonna do. But that's why it sounds so like different, or that's why it may sound like, because like that's just what I catch on to when I hear it, and I find it in my mind, and I create that like story. I start writing to it immediately. So that's what I do to it. But I feel like other artists have like definitely gave me my flowers, like for sure. Like I didn't think they even gave a fuck. Like people I never thought gave a fuck. Like I'm thinking like I'm over the phone hearing people's opinions. Like damn, like
yeah, it's good. You need to get some more eyes on it.
Yeah, for sure. Like yeah, definitely.
More ears on it.
There's definitely like it's some main people. You know what I'm saying? Like you know. They've definitely given my flowers behind closed doors and been like, damn, bro, I see you came a long way, because, you know, it's been a long time.
Yeah, your videos are good, too. They're really good quality. So sounds good quality, videos good quality, just like your music's good quality, too. So, yeah.
So I'll just be trying to, while I'm being an artist that's growing, I try to get my movie experience out the way. When I really get to like a level where I have, you know, a great budget and I can put together like you know, that movie experience for everybody. But I like movies a lot.
What do you think about the Portland music scene? I'll go first if you want me to.
I mean, shit. It's probably our opinion's probably the same, really. But
yeah, I just feel like people are like
boring.
Yeah, boring. Sorry guys, but you need to be yourself and like.
Yeah.
Be a little bit more authentic, but also, like, you know, getting into politics a little bit. I guess this is more so in the hip hop scene that I've noticed is that when people have been around for a while, they will tell me that sometimes they get like a little bit jaded from the scene. They're like, oh, I can't trust anybody because like people like tear you down once you're certain, like you get to a certain point, kind of. Again, I don't want to hate, but like. You know, it's one of those things where people are like, I want you to be good, but I don't want you to be better than me. So there's that. But it's kind of like, you know, hip hop, I guess, is, you know, very like, you know, in society is very like boastful. Like people are like, yeah, I want to be the best. I want to be the richest. Da, 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 da. So it's kind of like built into the culture of hip hop, I think, a little bit musically. So, yeah.
Yeah, shit. I mean,
if we want to build, we got to build together, though.
Man,
you know?
We definitely do. I feel like what you said is exactly what be going on, but like for sure that's what's going on. Like I watched it in my own career. Like I've had people, you know, be around in my early success and see me struggling or whatever to get there, and you know, whatever, and you know, they enjoyed it, you feel me? But then once I got to a place where it was kind of like a competition, or it felt like it was a competition to them, or whatever the case might be, like, you know, that same friendship or disappear, you know, thin air, you
like
feel
you
me?
got it from here kind of a thing.
Yeah, For sure, like or just like I don't want to see you, but I don't want to even like give you any type of congratulations on how far you came, like because if you start telling people what they really doing, people may feel like, oh, okay, this person, I'm gonna make this person feel like they're moving past me or something like that, and I don't want to give them that grace, like, and I feel like people in Portland, like, far as the rap scene, like, there's a bunch of people that are trying to like help and move, but it is like we're holding each other back so much. Like I've watched us all like hold each other back. I feel like there's a bunch of I call it supervisors, like, and I feel like supervisors supervisors watch things, like they say they did it, they worked and done it before, and then they watch you do it, you feel me, and then tell you what you should and shouldn't do. And that's exactly what I feel about Portland. Like they're gonna have their judgment on what you should and should not get, what should and should not be famous, what should and should not be glorified.
Like kind of thing,
for sure. But like at the end of the day, like at the end of the day, it might be an achievement, like you said. You might pass them up by flying colors. Yeah. But like when it comes back to Portland or when it comes to land here, it's not gonna hit like it may have hit over there in Miami.
Some people are like they don't want to give you your flowers once you're like,
once
you start to get bigger than them or whatever. But you know what I found, like people who have had the most success in Portland in the hip hop scene and pop scene, like that sort of genre, are the people who will boost up their friends in their group, because it's like it's you, because if like you boost your friend, say like I'm a hip hop, or like I'm a rapper, my friend's like a hip hop artist, pop artist, whatever, and my friend gets to like a certain level to be like the most popular artist in Portland, you're going to be boosted up too. You're going to have your turn too, because then there'll be a spotlight on you, and if your friend's like a good friend, they'll put you on too once like they've gotten to that level. So when you're like gatekeeping or whatever you want to call it, not wanting being too competitive with your peers, like people, neither of you are going to make it to the top, because you need your community, you need your people to boost you up.
Hell yeah. Like I don't see how people don't understand that we need each other. Like, man, everybody, like almost every artist, I've worked with so many artists, I can name off so many artists in Portland that got features from me, that got whatever they need, like, you know what I'm saying, there's a Portland artist right here with me, you feel me, like we working together. Like you see it right now, like I'm not over here, you know what I'm saying, just making it about myself. Like this is about all of us. Like, so I've seen it for sure, like, but that does hurt. That does hurt me that I see, like, damn, like we rather try to work for ourselves, like, and thinking that that's gonna work. Like that's not gonna work. A whole village, it takes a village to raise a king, you know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people look at the artists who have made it big out of here recently, and they're like, okay, well, you can just like be solo and then just leave and become famous. But like Yeet is probably, I think, the most famous person in recent years.
Yeah, now that's a whole totally
low key, like
that's a whole totally different story.
People are looking at him, they're like, how did he become famous? Oh, he was just by himself, and
the
like
Yeet shit is crazy
didn't
to
bring
me.
anybody up, but it's like that doesn't work for everybody, like he got lucky.
Yeah,
he's a good artist too, but like there's some luck in there too,
Yeah, I don't understand it, like how you not, oh no, that shit's crazy to me. Like we right across the street from each other type shit, and there's no acknowledgement towards not one artist or not one person that's in your city, like in your city.
Felt like some resentment toward people, like he probably felt like they didn't help.
But we gotta grow past that shit and move forward. Like if you still this successful, you already beat us. You run the race. So it's nothing else to be resentful for. You got the money, you run the prize, right? Yeah. So that's what we mean as people can't be themselves.
He's kind of a hater in his music, so it's kind of his thing. It's kind of his thing.
Like people can't be themselves, so just show it, because at the end of the day, if you was just yourself.
That's why he made it out, because he's authentic. He's a real hater, and when he talks about his music, he really means it.
But, congratulations to that dude and what he got going on. But yeah, we got to do better. That shit is lame as hell. Doing that shit lame as hell.
Put your city on if you get big.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely take all my partners with me when I go.
Same.
To
bring up the whole city.
Yeah, when I go in any type of way, exactly. When I got any motion in my shit, I'm bringing my partners with me. We doing tracks right now. I just did a feature with somebody from the town. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking away from the city. I also can do features with other people. I also got features with people that then went multi millions on YouTube. But I'd still go do verses for people that got literally no profile on YouTube yet. You know what I'm saying?
If we really want to get people popping out of Portland, we got to make some changes.
Yeah, for sure,
Do it for the community.
Yeah, you see how these other cities put it together, like they all put
like
each other.
Seattle people, I mean, there's some haters over there too, but I feel like they like put each other on.
Oh yeah, they definitely do a better job than us for sure. I've been to some Seattle shows and watched them and how they done it. Like they definitely fuck with each other. They got
backing up Portland in the rivalry. There's like this rivalry between Seattle and Portland.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not really helping out Portland by saying.
Oh yeah, no. But our plan is to definitely beat them.
We credit where credit's due.
I was gonna say we gonna beat it. Like we gonna beat it, defeat it one day. Like but right now, like we could say that it's the town. We need the town.
If Seattle goes up, then maybe they'll
go
bring us up too.
Oh God,
maybe.
that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? But like we gotta do our own work.
We have
got
a
spotlight though.
Seattle and Portland, so
we got a spotlight right now for sure. Like we do. We gotta do it correctly though. That's just it. Like we gotta do it correctly. If anybody else can, if any person that is human with DNA can do it, you can too.
I think that it's a mixture of talent, of course. And then marketing, and then luck, and community. I guess that's part of marketing too. But it's kind of a mixture. Some people just get lucky and their music sucks, and they're like, that's why they're famous. But
I watch shit. My brother right here, like, you know what I'm saying? He had probably like, I would say 4 million or something on YouTube. He was signed before me. You know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, like due to his passing, he's not on the label. But right now, I know that he would be 10 times as big as he was. But when I watched him come up and get his stuff done and do all the shit that he got from his songs, he actually had an actual hit song. You feel me? That everybody was singing around this motherfucker in Portland. He actually had songs that people knew word for word. He actually had songs that's 180K views organically, you feel me? 1 million views organically, no help at all. And like nobody mentions it. Nobody tries to go, say anything about it. But like that's one person I can say I watch go to malls around the world and people stop him to take pictures with him and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like this is my little, like this is basically my little brother. Like I done lent him clothes and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But like he's also a big, like a huge man when it comes to mental, you know what I'm saying? So walking around with him and seeing him deal with the fans, I felt like the little brother, you know what I'm saying? Like it was me watching, it was me, like, you know what I'm saying, looking back at me like, damn, this is fucking crazy to watch kids run up to you and take pictures with you and shit like that. That shit was dope. People mentioning you from across the world, having California behind you. I watched that too, like as a Portland artist, California pitch in and actually help. Like that shit's dope. So like, and even then, like Portland, it took him to override Portland to get Portland's vote in that season. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it really takes you to get past and hurdle and showcase and be like, man, like I'm gonna show you guys, like I'm gonna bring it home, like I'm gonna show you guys what I'm made of. And that's the only thing you can do. And that's one person I watched not care, Banked Up Benji. Okay. And I watched him not care, not give a fuck about what nobody said and shit, and got out there and did that shit and got across the earth and got people to know his name and get some millions of views and, come back home and live with his family and treat it normal, like that. Like, so like, yeah, like you said, like it's fucking hard. I watch somebody after their success and everything, like, so like, yeah, I wanna see myself. I wanna see everybody else like on the big stage. I do wanna see it happen for us so that we can become lucrative in our spirit and ourselves and shit like that. So we don't feel like we're wasting each other's time or we're hating on each other. Like it just bounces back into our face because people are going to do the same
Yeah,
back.
we're all connected, so
Sure.
just try to make the world a better place, and then it'll be better for everybody, for you too. And how can we follow you on social media?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, MoneySportMJ, MJ1, not MJAY, but on YouTube, my name is MoneySportMJAY, and you guys can find me, and I'll link you to my TikTok. That'll link you to everything, and basically, you can look my name up on any platform, and I have a mixtape that I released last year, Blue Slime, too. I'm releasing some stuff this year, so I have a bunch of music on Apple Music, Spotify, Snapchat, Instagram, wherever you need to look. Deezer, whatever you need to look.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram right now. I got some new upcoming stuff right now, but my Instagram is 2wop ____.
2wop? How do you spell that?
2WOP.